Should the British government ban the burqa and the niqab? At a time when preserving our national identity, the heart of British culture, values and unity, is more vital than ever. This question sparks fierce debate. In this video, Mike Graham from Talk TV and Reform U.K, Sarah Pochin, discusses the issues surrounding the burqa and the niqab in Britain. Stick around for a bold discussion that tackles this issue head-on. We also address the principle of preserving national identity. Before we get into the details, if you love diving into political issues and enjoy hearing a principled take on them, then hit the like button, share this video, and subscribe to join the conversation. It will help our channel reach a wider audience.
The Giorgia Meloni story, which broke yesterday, which is that Italy, under her prime ministership, has decided it's going to ban the burqa and it's going to ban the niqab, and it's going to have a fine of up to £2,600 for anyone flouting the law. You famously asked a question in the House of Commons about this. Let me just play you that and see what Keir Starmer had to say.
Given the Prime Minister's desire to strengthen strategic alignment with our European neighbours, will he, in the interests of public safety, follow the lead of France, Denmark, Belgium and others and ban the burqa?
Yeah. Prime Minister.
Can I welcome her to her place? But I'm not going to follow her down that line. But now she is here and safely in her place, perhaps she could tell her new party leader that his latest plan to bet £80 billion of unfunded tax cuts, with no idea how he's going to pay for it, is Liz Truss all over again. Although, considering I think she was a Conservative member when Liz Truss was leader, she probably won't.
I mean, the man is so ludicrous, isn't he? You ask him a perfectly straightforward question, doesn't want to answer it, because he's frightened, he's scared of the Muslim backlash.
Absolutely. I mean, as you can imagine, that question at the time, I got a lot of abuse for that question, but I stand by it and I would ask it again. And I am delighted, I'm fully supportive of Giorgia Meloni, another brave woman, I hasten to add, who's out there trying to protect and stop the suppression of women. Now, clearly, I've always said, and when I asked that question, it was about on different levels. It was about national security. Yeah. It was about public safety. How are the police, how are counter-terrorism meant to do their jobs when people are walking around our streets head to toe, totally unidentifiable? It is not acceptable. And we know that there are examples of where men have dressed up in the burqa, in the niqab, to disguise themselves. So that's the first thing. And do you know what? So many times police stop me and say, thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for raising these issues. Thank you for being so brave, because it helps us do our job. So that's the first point. And I very quickly widened my point on public safety to all face coverings. So that's the first thing to say. Now, but also, and equally as importantly, is the issue of female suppression. This is a misogynistic garment. If they want to wear it, if men want their women to wear it, if women want to wear it, fine. Go back to your countries where it is acceptable, because it is not acceptable in this country. We are a Christian country. We are fundamentally living by Christian values. We respect other religions, but this is an oppression on our streets. I see it everywhere, particularly when I'm in London. Yeah. And do you know what happened to me? Only 2 days ago, I was in London, and an Iranian gentleman came up to me, quite a young man, and he introduced himself, and he said, I want to thank you for, this was before Giorgia Meloni came out with this yesterday, he said, I want to thank you for what you said about the burqa. He was from Iran, and he said, we don't want it there. We don't want this burqa. And he said, you're being so brave. And he was thanking me on behalf of women from his culture. But this is a terribly chauvinistic, worse than that, misogynistic garment.
And it's not traditional. traditional, people who say that this is, traditional Islamic, clothing for women in Islamic nations, it really isn't, because if you look back to Iran back in the 1970s, women are walking around in Iran dressed like you are,
Yes.
having a great time, going out, hanging out, drinking coffee, having drinks in different bars and just having a lovely time. It was as westernised as London used to be. And funnily enough, my daughter, who lives in Dubai, says to me, I don't see any burqas in Dubai. I see more of them when I come to London.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is weird.
I want to make this important point. I am not trying to change the culture in Saudi Arabia or Iran or anywhere else. I am only interested in public safety in this country and women's rights in this country. And I feel very strongly that if you come and live in this country, as I said, we're fundamentally a Christian country, you live by our laws. And the other thing that Georgia Maloney said, and I've spoken about, and I support her in this, is when it comes to institutions like schools, colleges, hospitals, how totally intimidating for our children or patients to have to be treated by or taught by anybody in these very, very intimidating facial coverings. It's not acceptable. It is not our culture. And as I say, it should absolutely be banned. I totally stand by that question I asked my first PMQ, and that was about 4 months ago. And I welcome this debate.
And how cowardly of Keir Starmer not to even bother answering it.
Our leaders must ensure the protection, safety, respect, and dignity of all, men and women alike, to preserve our national identity. Ignoring issues, especially those affecting women's rights and equality, creates an erosion of our society, allowing these challenges to grow and undermine the fabric of our nation. Preserving national identity means standing firm in upholding British culture and values. It is about ensuring that external cultural norms do not overshadow or erode the traditions and principles that define us. This is not about exclusion. It is about safeguarding the heritage that unites us as a nation. Be a leader who confronts challenges head-on, without fear or favor. When you commit to doing what is right, regardless of the side you are on, you may lose some support, but your dedication to truth, justice, and dignity will inspire people from all walks of life to stand with you. Take a stand for Britain's identity, lead with courage, uphold our shared values, and protect the traditions that make our nation strong. Act now. Be the voice that preserves our heritage for future generations. If you have benefited in any way from this video, please subscribe, like, share, and be sure to leave us a comment.